Happy Scoop-tober to everybody as we about close out the month, the last full week of Scoob-tober here in October. Before we get started, let's hit it, George.
If it was a regular salad, I wouldn't have said anything. But you had to have that big salad!
And now here's your producer and co-host, Ryan Klinger.
All right, thank you. We're back here in Studio T1000, as we dubbed it last week.
It's your studio. You should dub it yourself.
No, I dubbed it last week. There we go. Pretty excited. So, Quinn, are you dressing up as anything for Halloween this year?
I don't think so. Every year, the last 3 years, I tried to get a Scooby-Doo costume. This year, I just did not even get interested in it. But the last 2 years, I failed.
Oh.
So... that's how that goes, and I guess I'm just going to be myself.
Well, sometimes that's a good thing.
Are you
Always
going
be
to
yourself
something?
is what Barney always preached. I was going to go to a Halloween party, and I think I'm going to dress up as Wolverine. I mean, I got the beard going on, and I got the hair, and I can kind of gel back my hair. It'll just be the blonde Wolverine. I don't think I own a tank top, though, so that's going to be fun to find one. I don't really have the physique.
Nails? Are you going to get your...
Nails? He doesn't have nails. It comes out of his knuckles.
Okay, still, you know what I mean.
I'll probably get something like that. Yeah. If I can't find that, I'll just find Freddy Krueger gloves, so it's like really deformed Wolverine.
Yes, really deformed. Hope you enjoyed the opening theme here today of some Halloween slashers. And we're going to move on. And in today's podcast, which quarterback is worse, Brady or Rodgers? Who the Patriots to play under center? And will the Browns and Patriots salvage their season? But we begin today first with what happened last week, earlier this week, to close out both championship series in the MLB playoffs. The Yankees were swept by the Astros and almost obliterated in about every game.
Yeah.
And the Padres only stole one from the Phillies. And if you remember, I actually talked about this last week, where the Padres had to win at home. That's why the Phillies had the edge, because they could just run the table when they went to Philadelphia.
Yeah, because they went 2-3-2.
Yep, and that's what they did. So, Ryan, final thoughts on the championship series there last week. What do you got?
Everybody knows I'm very upset, obviously, about the whole Padres thing. I contemplated doing like a World Series preview podcast, but I really thought it would just be a solid 20 minutes of me being kind of upset over the Padres losing. So I wore my Juan Soto shirt and my Padres hat and watched them lose and was upset. For a 5-game series, it was a real hard-fought series for it to only go 5. It felt more like a 6 or 7-game series because all the games were very competitive. It was just Philly won all the games. And apparently my curse was not lifted. But I kind of, thing is with Philly, I like Bryce Harper. Mm-hmm. Always have, so... Schwarber, I've always liked ever since he's back in Chicago. So, I mean, it's a fun team. I'm definitely going to root for them. Even if they were going up against an AL team I kind of liked, like the Mariners, I would probably still root for them. Really, the only time I think I wouldn't root for the Phillies after they beat the Padres was if they played the Guardians. And obviously, that's completely off the table. And the fact they're playing the Stros means I'm definitely rooting for the Phillies. So, I'm really excited for the Phillies. I also do think, we'll talk about who I think is going to win later. But,
yes.
Yeah, my special section is actually going to be about baseball, I'm thinking. I have 2 ideas in my head. I can't decide what I'm going to do yet, so I got to decide. Maybe I'll save the baseball for next week, and I'm going to do the football-related one this week, so that's what I'll do. Mm-hmm. Regardless of all that, I thought the Stros looked borderline unbeatable, and I'm very concerned on that side of things, and I think it's really interesting because Judge was not Mr. October. So I don't know what's going to go on there between Judge and the Yankees. Obviously, he had like one of the best contract years we've seen ever. And, I'm really curious to see if he leaves New York. I'd love for that, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be really weird if he did leave New York. I'd be very shocked if that's what happened. I feel like he's probably just going to go back. Overall, I am upset for the Padres. I feel like this was kind of their shot. But the Phillies are kind of on. They remind me a lot of like the 2019 Nationals or your 2016 Cubs. Or even kind of your 2015 Royals. The Royals were a little better off in the regular season, though, where it's just like one of those teams that just gets hot during the playoffs, and they all come together. And it doesn't really matter that on paper you're like, they probably shouldn't have won this, but they continue to win. That's a lot went off the 2019 Nats, the ones that went on to beat the Stros. The last time the Stros were in the World Series, that wasn't last year. So 2 World Series ago, the Stros were in it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very much a similar situation to that. That was the World Series where every win was in the away team, which is really weird. Like the Nationals lost every game in D.C., but they won all 4 games in Houston, and that's when they won the World Series. Was in Game 7. That's when Juan Soto won the World Series. That's when I think Strasburg was MVP of the series. Yeah, I think he was. I think Strasburg was World Series MVP, and that was, of course, the year Bryce Harper left.
Yes.
So this team reminds me a lot of that Nationals team, and that's high praise because that 2019 World Series was really fun. So I think we're in for a fun one with this because you've got a team that I don't know why anyone would root for them, and then you got, the Nats. Because, I mean, even last year was kind of like, okay, the Stros are on a bit of their revenge tour, proving that they're good. And so I kind of, it was Strasburg. Yeah. I knew it was him or Scherzer. So, I kind of rooted for the Stros last year just because the Braves were always a bore to me. And now that Carlos Correa's gone, the only guy I even kind of like on this team is Yordan Alvarez. I mean, I like Yordan Alvarez a lot, but I'm saying he's the only guy I really like on the Stros. And Carlos Correa, to me, was the best thing the Stros had going for him because he's really good. And then he was kind of like, yeah, we're the bad guys, and he owned it. Now that he's gone, they just don't have a lot of personality. They try to act like they're not some evil empire, and they are the evil empire. They've taken over the mantle from the Yankees. I mean, they're very dominant, and I don't think very many people like them. And I'm very upset with Jalen Hurts because he's backing them to win the World Series. So come on, Jalen. You're literally a Philadelphia guy. What are you doing? What are you doing, Jalen Hurts? So, very disappointed in Jalen Hurts. Not starting you next week for fantasy. I'm kidding. That would just be career suicide for me. I've only lost 2 games at fantasy, so I gotta keep it up. I'm 3rd in the league, so.
Yeah. Who's getting, what's going on with the grudge matches there? Anything going on?
We kind of chilled out on the grudge matches. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well.
Hate to admit it.
But, well, I'm going to say some of my final thoughts would be, well, first I'm actually going to counter your part about the Padres, real quick. I don't think this is just their year. You're a big Tatis person. He wasn't even on the team. So, he's going to be back. Well, he's on the team, but he's suspended. So he'll be back. I mean, he should be able to lead the team and help out. And Juan Soto played underwhelmingly. Right?
No, he played well. I'm just saying.
No, he was underwhelming compared to what he was producing before.
I don't know if he was I guess you're right. He wasn't doing as well.
I think he only hit 6 home runs since he was been on the Padres, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but in the postseason, he stepped it up. During the season, he was weaker. In the postseason, he played well.
Yeah, he played better. Yeah. I agree then compared to what it was. So, what I'm going to say is I'm going to actually go back to the AL first. The Yankees, I mean, they wanted the Astros. They said, bring it on, Astros. Well, they shouldn't have said that because they got destroyed by the Astros instead. I mean, they played, I think there was one game that they were really close at. Was it game 4? They were really close?
I think so.
It was closer, and they had to come back and take the lead late. Or the Yankees were, because the Yankees were up 3-0, and then next thing you know, I turned it back over, and next thing, it's 4-3. It's 4-3 Astros. So the pitching for the Yankees blew it in the end, so that's some place they're going to have to get better. I think Aaron Judge, he can test the market. New York can definitely pay him. I think he might, I don't know if he can't wait and see what Ohtani gets as a deal because that's a completely different realm because he's a starting pitcher and going to be DH most of the time anyway. So, what I am gonna, I'm gonna say Aaron Boone has been backed by younger Steinbrenner. He said that Aaron Boone would not be going on. Yes, the Wi-Fi for some reason is not loading things.
Yeah,
I will tell you that.
Really a killer. All right, keep going.
So he'll be back. I think they're gonna have some personnel decisions when it comes to pitching because you can't just rely on Garrett Cole. That's it. You're going to have to get another couple reliable starters in order for you to go deep in the playoffs because that's what it comes to pitching. So, now to flip over Padres Phillies. I mean, I started out in the beginning saying the Phillies had the edge. I don't know how I did that. I don't know how I predicted this.
I don't know how you did that either.
So, I said they had more to play for, and guess what they did? And it was actually more based on a Bryce Harper bet, thinking that Bryce Harper left the Nationals before and then got beat out with not winning a World Series, and now he has something to prove to maybe win the World Series.
No, yeah, I agree. Harper's played incredible, and I mean he's one of baseball's biggest stars, and he's very popular, and he's probably a top 10, maybe top 5 player, and I'm a big backer of Harper, so I'm pretty excited for him.
Yep.
I mean, your top 5's probably, honestly, he probably isn't there. It's probably Trout, Shohei, him, Judge, and then what? It would be Acuna, Soto?
For popularity?
No, just like best
hitting?
players. Just best players.
Best players?
He's up there.
In the league?
Here's the most interesting thing about this Phillies team. They are the most...
Trey Turner. Tell me about Trey Turner.
Trey Turner's really good. I guess that's a good point. But I'm saying he's top 10.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'd say Bryce might be top 5 for me. All right. Here's what's interesting about this Phillies team, though. They are the most new rule dependent team in the whole league because they were the last seed that they just added.
New what?
New rules that they added.
Okay.
Because
new rules,
they added the new rule that put in the new team, and their best player is the DH, even though they're a National League team. So without the universal DH or the new seed, this World Series doesn't even happen. We're in a completely different situation. I think that's interesting.
This is true, and I'm still anti the DH in the NL because that's just not how pure baseball is.
Okay, well then Alec Baum doesn't get to play, and that's not fair to Alec Baum because Alec Baum's pretty good.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying how I feel about it, and that's how it's been, for over 150 years in that league.
I guess that's true.
That's all I'm
There's a lot of things that people did for a while though that weren't right. So
no, I'm not disagreeing with that. We're not going to go to that conversation. But
just because that's always been that way doesn't mean it needs to stay that way.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just telling you what baseball, as God intended, was right there. So I'm going to use a little line from Super 70 Sports right there, as he likes to say.
Baseball's God intended.
Yeah, baseball as God intended. So I think the Phillies. I mean, actually, both teams, they both have momentum going into here, and they're going to be clashing against each other.
The Stros are like the big evil bad guy. The Phillies are kind of like this little underdog. David versus Goliath, very much so.
Yes. Now, what I want to say, actually, before we even start talking about who our pick is for the World Series and going on and explaining that, but what do you think, what is the decision, what is your opinion on the decision by Major League Baseball to wait until Friday to start the World Series? These games should have been started yesterday.
I think it was one of those where they already planned. They set the World Series dates.
They did.
Months in advance.
Yes, they did.
For television purposes.
Yes, they did.
Because it's their big deal. But it's, I don't think they expected it to go 5-4 in the pennant.
Right.
And they rushed the pennant for the AL because the DS took longer than expected because of the rain delays.
Yep, they could have
So
taken it.
I think it's one of those where they rushed the AL pennant because they're like, oh, the DS took so long. So to me, it's not their fault. But, I won't be watching this weekend because it's like, it's kind of the Halloween weekend. So
yeah, it is.
I mean,
Halloween weekend.
I'll be watching the World Series, but I won't be sitting at home
right.
with this. It'll be in the background.
This is where I think it is they missed an opportunity because when you want to say, all right, what happened Saturday and Sunday? What's on TV? Football. Don't you want to avoid football a little bit? My thing would be...
I will say the numbers are up for Major League. Highest in 5 years.
But now they're going to start a World
playoffs.
Series when Game 2 is going to be college football. I mean, that's my thing. Is that when you wanted to start... I mean, let's just say this. Hypothetically. Okay? Let's say, you don't want to do it Tuesday, whatever. You started today. You started tonight. All right, you play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off. Okay? Because I think you can definitely compete on Thursday because now everybody has Prime. Everybody's watching the football game.
Well, it's kind of a pain.
So, Friday off.
It is a good game, though. It's Ravens.
Yes, it's supposed to be a good game. Saturday, yes, there's college football, but you could be able to manipulate it in a window where there aren't as many good games.
Yep.
Fine. Sunday is your butcher day.
But here's the thing. I think they do fine Sunday because they draw in a very different crowd, I think, than football.
Right, but I'm also thinking that, if you would have started the series already, it's Game 4 on Sunday, you would have drawn more people because you're now in the middle of the series. Now you're just going to be you know what I mean? It's going to be an off day Sunday, so it won't even matter. But you know what I'm saying?
I get what you mean. I just don't understand why they, lengthen it out. But anyway, so we have set the stage. Actually, the teams have. We get to pick the World Series this
Philadelphia
year. So.
Phillies against the Houston Astros. I believe we start off in Philadelphia.
No, we would go.
We are in Houston?
We'd go 2 Houston, 3 Philly, 2 Houston.
Who won the All-Star game? Is that who won? AL? That's usually decided it.
It's decided by the... Is it
I
still
thought
decided
it always
that way?
was.
I think it's just records. I think records just
It's
decide.
not records now?
It's records. I think it's just records.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm almost positive it's records. Because...
See, that's what I always thought it was too. But...
NBA, I know, is records. I'm pretty sure baseball's records. I think NFL is the only one that's dependent, but NFL doesn't even matter because they're on a neutral location anyway. But
yes.
they say, but it's jersey-wise, I think, is what it is.
Yes, because away always wears white in the NFL, which is kind of backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Football's the only sport that does it that way.
So,
to me, it was always like you want to wear your coolest jersey when you're away, which is colored. Your colored jerseys are always cooler than your white because white's kind of bland.
Yeah, white's bland. I've
always thought white is your home jersey.
I'd rather have your dominant non-white color.
Yeah.
So
When you're home, it makes sense to wear the white because it's like they know you, they see you every week. Whereas you're away, you'd want to wear your cooler thing because you want to show off. Kind of like a peacock. They show off
yes.
to attract a mate. Same thing. That's why it's always made sense.
That's looking.
How's home team determined for the World Series? Just a better record, right?
Okay. MLB decided to award home field advantage in the World Series to the winner of the All-Star game.
Did the AL win this
The
World
AL
Series?
won the All-Star game this year, obviously. That's how that goes.
Wow, I didn't know it had that much power.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was still doing that, but
That's
I thought
wild.
maybe these new rules they've been changing things. So, all right. Anyway,
I guess I should have known that because in 2016 World Series, the Indians I think had a better record than the Cubs.
yes, but Chicago
But
was
Chicago
home.
was Game 7, so I should have thought about that. Yep, good call.
So, excuse me. So we got the Philadelphia Phillies. They're traveling to Houston for 2, back to Philadelphia for 3, and then back to Houston for 2. Ryan, you're going to go first because I know you have a bigger take on this probably than me. Who is your pick for the World Series?
If the Phillies are winning it, it's going to go 6 or 7. So I'm going to take Phillies in 7. That's what I'm going to do. I think they got this weird mojo about them when you see the interviews and stuff where they just really feel like a special team. They remind me of those special teams like the 2019 Nationals, 2016 Cubs, kind of the 15 Royals were kind of a powerhouse. 2013 Red Sox, those like kind of magical year teams. The Phillies have that vibe, so the Phillies.
Well, we're going to be opposite on this one. I think you knew that
I
already.
figured you'd go. I usually go underdogs more than you do.
I'm going to take the Houston Astros, and
If they win, it's in like 5.
well, my thing would be. Here's the thing: Philadelphia gets the middle 3. That's where they can break this thing. That's why I think Philadelphia, if they're going to do it, they're going to win in 5.
They have to win.
gonna
Oh,
win
see,
in
I
5.
think they take. I think it goes like this: Houston wins Game 1. Like I think it's.
I think that's.
And then I think they can
because
take.
Wheeler's.
I think
it's
they-
already decided. Wheeler's not pitching.
Yeah, if Wheeler's not because they're going to win every game Wheeler
Nola's
pitches.
pitching.
I'm willing to bet they win every game Wheeler pitches. Like genuinely, that's a bet I would take. So I think they lose Game 1. I think Philly can take Game 2 in Houston. Kind of shock some people. They go to Philly. I think Houston takes it, but then Philly fights back, gets 2. So now it's tied 2-2 when we go back to Houston. And then,
Can't be tied 2-2 because we go back to Houston for Game 6.
oh, yeah. So it would be,
somebody's-
it's 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah, Houston wins it when we go back first game. Game
then
7,
they take-
Phillies take last one.
See, I think if it gets to Game 7, Houston's going to win.
If I just picked that right, I could have made if I randomly
Yeah.
just me cuffing, off the cuff, if that
Off the
actually
cuff.
happens.
I see. I'm gonna say if Philly ends it, I think they're gonna end it in 5. That's me, just like they did in the NLCS. I'm gonna take. I think Houston. I'm gonna take them in 6 because I think they just need to steal 1 from Philadelphia and win 3 home games. That's me. Altuve has been awful the whole playoffs. He's batting 188 here in the playoffs.
Yep.
Now he's a tinkerer. He adjusts when he's not. Trash cans aren't getting hit, so that'll be better. But the 2, 3, 4 right there. Pena had the rookie.
He's very good.
Very good. He's actually their best hitter in the playoffs right now. Jordan Alvarez in the 3 hole, and then Bregman is cleanup. And really, it's really hard for me to see a weak spot in this lineup for the Houston Astros. That's just my opinion.
I don't argue with you, dude.
And I think
they're a really good
and
team.
I'm pretty sure because McCullers was the pitcher for Houston in the last game, and plus they have plenty of rest anyway. Verlander will definitely be pitching Game 1, so he can be set for Game 5.
McCullers is one of their weaker pitchers anyway.
Yes, he is.
I think the thing that the Phillies have and the Stros have too is they have this ability to just pour it on, and within 1 inning they get like 4 runs, and that's a very powerful thing to have.
Yes.
And where it's kind of like it's like they'd have a flash flood warning on them.
Flash flood.
That's what I would call it. That's a little special ability. They got the flash flood warning. Both these teams have that. So you're going to see games where it's 2-2, and then all of a sudden, bam! Now it's 6-3, or it's 7-2,
Right.
and just one team just got hot and went going. Like I think it'll be close games. I think they're going to be either really close, like a 1-run game, or like a 4-run spread. There won't be like a 2 or 3-run win. It'll either be big or small.
Yeah.
Because these teams have the flash flood warnings. So I think it's going to be a really exciting World Series. To me, it's very much the David versus Goliath thing. You get the diehard Philly, fan base, then you've got the screw you Houston Astros thing going on. And they don't even have
Yes.
Correa anymore, so they're not even the cool bad guys. They're just bad guys.
Yeah. Well, I think obviously that Dusty's probably going to come out 1-2, bring out the two aces.
Oh, I forgot. You got to root for your guy Dusty.
It's going to be Verlander and Valdez back-to-back to open the series. That's why I see Houston jumping out to a 2-0. Now, if Wheeler's not going to pitch Game 1 and he pitches Game 2, that could be a really good pitcher's duel between him and Valdez.
No.
So, yes, I'm rooting for my guy Dusty. Should have won the World Series with the Reds in 2012. I don't know what happened there, but somehow they lost up to none. Came back to they won both games in San Francisco. Lost Johnny Cueto in the first inning. Somehow won that as a bullpen game. Came back and blew all 3 games at home in Cincinnati. I don't know what happened there. I don't know, but they fired him for some reason after a 90-72 season the next year, and which was the dumbest thing ever. So that's all I'm gonna say. And yeah. I feel for you.
And the Reds have been bad ever since.
The Reds have been bad ever since. That's the problem. Haven't been good since the Nasty Boys. So, all right. It's time for toss-up. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves, goes home, and has to watch Jeopardy. What's first over the loudspeaker? Worse off quarterback and team currently. Tom Brady's Buccaneers or Aaron Rodgers' Packers?
I think it's Rodgers Packers because there's no way really to save this team other than him stepping up the play. Aaron Jones is doing everything he can from a running back perspective, and A.J. Dillon's doing very well also. It's truly on Rodgers' back. With Brady, I think the defense is looking sloppy. They're nowhere near where they were 2 years ago, nowhere near where they were last year. On the receiving end, Evans and Godwin aren't looking as strong as before. It's not solely on Brady. Rodgers, he's built his own. I mean, it's one of those where he made his bed, now he can lay in it.
Yeah.
Because he's the reason Devontae Adams is gone. He took that fat contract knowing he would have to be gone. You made his bed, now he has to lay in it type thing. Brady did too, but now he has to lay in it alone, poor guy, the divorce. So
It's not official yet. Not final.
yeah, hopefully not. I mean, I feel bad for the guy if he stays an extra year just to lose to the Panthers. I mean, we suck. Except, I was right, though. Rule was terrible for offense. I mean, look at that. We get rid of our starting we go over our third-string QB, and I like P.J. Walker.
Yes,
because
you do.
XFL MVP. We get our third-string quarterback, trade away our best offensive player, and we win by 17 points.
Yes.
Well, no, we'd be 18 points. It was 3-21. So I'm saying that's the night and day difference. Getting rid of Rule. I'm not ready to name Wilkes an official head coach for next year. I want to see what goes on. There's rumors Sean Payton wants to come to Carolina. I'm not sure how I feel about that. He's a big fan of trading first-round picks away, and that eventually comes to bite you in the butt, and that's what the Saints are looking at this year. They still don't have a first-round pick this year, which sucks because they're going to be
Eagles have it.
They're probably going to be last in this division. Yeah, the Eagles have a chance to be in the Super Bowl and have a top 10 pick. It's crazy.
Yep.
Point is of all this is that I'm saying I had to get it to the Panthers. You knew I would. I am excited about the Panthers win. It's very exciting.
I'm eye-rolling, even though you guys can't see this.
We're playing in the worst division in the NFL. There's a chance we can still make the playoffs and still draft Hendon Hooker like I want.
I don't even know how that's happening.
I'm really hoping we don't get Stroud.
This is like the
because
Seahawks when they won that playoff game at 7-9.
If we can just get without of the top 3 to 4 picks, then that means the Panthers won't get Stroud because I don't really want Stroud because there's only one team I think Stroud will be good for, and that's the Lions. If Stroud goes anywhere else, he's not going to be that good.
Yeah, because golf's done.
Yeah, so I'm saying I really want Hendon Hooker on the Panthers. I really like Hendon Hooker, and I think that we could get him late first, and so that's what I'm hoping for. You looking at Grease?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay. So point is, that's my take on the Panthers, that I want Hendon Hooker, and I'm happy. Keep P.J. Walker starting. I like P.J. And if we can just make playoffs, it'd be freaking awesome. Then get Hendon Hooker, move him in. It'd be great. Unless P.J. Walker starts playing out of his mind. But even then, I still want Hendon Hooker. I really like Hendon Hooker.
I know you're wearing a Panthers shirt, but are you done with the
I'm
Panthers?
wearing my Brian Burns jersey today, too, with my Panthers socks.
Look at this guy.
I was all out Panthers today. I was so excited. All right. Yeah, so it's Rodgers. He made his bed, now he can lie in it. He's the reason they suck, and they're probably not going to make playoffs, and I'm happy about it.
So I'm going to take Tom Brady here on this one, and the reason why is, it says that this game after against the Panthers, okay? All right? So let's look at these last 2 games that Tom Brady had. He had against the Steelers, which they're awful. And, all right, if this was Tom Brady in Super Bowl mode, all right, he would not have went to that wedding on Friday night. He would have not went separately from the team. He would have He would have said, "No, I'm not going. I'm going to go with my team. I'm going to go win a football game." All right. Then against the Panthers, Mike Evans was wide open. Did you see that? Where he just dropped that? He fumbled the catch and couldn't even get it. It was a wide open touchdown. So it seems like Tom Brady's team can't score offensively. I know Rodgers didn't do well, but at least he's had some games where he's lost on the last play. I mean, that's better than getting, beat out or yelling at.
They were so close to pulling off the laterals.
Yep. And then, yelling at your offensive line in Pittsburgh because, supposedly they didn't go to a wedding and you did, and now that's the reason maybe why, because you missed the walkthrough, you didn't know what's going on. So that's where I'm at. Tom Brady, that's where I'm at for now. I think Rodgers, because, we know the Vikings, even though I'm a big Kirk fan, that they like to blow it. So the Packers are not out of it yet. And the Bears got a big win last night. The Lions are awful after, we kind of thought they'd be better than that.
Maybe next year.
So
Stroud moves in, they do well.
Yes. So then that's why I think they have a chance better in that division than I think than Tom Brady does right now, in my opinion. So next, who should be the Patriots quarterback after Monday night? Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi? And I should preface this that Mac Jones has been named the starter this week against the Jets, but go ahead.
Okay, to me, I think the biggest reason we're talking about this is because of the fact that we know what happens with the last famous Patriots backup. He goes on to be the greatest quarterback and greatest probably player, period, of all time. So, we know that's why we're talking about it. If this isn't the Patriots, I don't think there's that much discussion. I mean, look how fast people wrote off Cooper Rush.
Yep.
I mean, Dak gets one win, and they're like, oh, that should have been Dak. I'm like, okay, Dak got one win. Good for Dak. Like, I don't
against the Lions.
Against the Lions, a team that I love, but I know is not as primed as I thought they were going to be. Point is, that's an official Big Salad team, isn't it? NFC. We took the Lions, didn't we? Yes, we did.
I know.
I'm glad with that pick.
Was the wrong choice.
No, I'm happy with that pick. No, I'm happy. I like backing them.
Remember you said we were going to change to the Jaguars if we were better? Yeah, well, they're 2-5, so we're not changing to them.
So we're still Broncos all the way.
Yeah,
Broncos country. Let's ride.
They're 2-5, so that means they're both awful.
Just because they're the team doesn't mean they have to do good.
Last year we picked good ones.
Washington?
Okay, well, they're better than these two.
That's true. That's true. We didn't pick the strongest this year.
No.
Maybe we'll do better next year. Regardless, it's Mac. Mac fits perfectly within the system.
Anyway.
Bill Belichick, let's take a look at this. How many times have we seen a Patriots backup? Everybody's like, oh, man, he looks great. Then that guy leaves the Patriots, and all of a sudden he's not so great. Garoppolo, I'm a big Garoppolo backer. But
he made it to the Super Bowl without him.
What I'm saying, I'm a big Garoppolo backer. Mm-hmm. But when he was with the Patriots, people were like, oh, my gosh, maybe, da-da-da-da. People got crazy about him. He's good. He is not incredible. So I'm saying Bill Belichick has a very good system, and if you fit within that system, you will do well.
Bill Belichick wanted to keep him over Tom Brady. I
know because Bill Belichick's system, he's incredible. That's what I'm saying.
Things could be
without the
now.
Belichick system, you are not incredible.
The Patriots could still be dominant right now. If that would have happened, they would have got rid of Tom Brady and just kept Garoppolo. You think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I don't ever go against Big Bill. That's one of my favorite coaches, if not my favorite coach ever.
Well,
so
here's my thing.
Point is with Big Bill, he's starting Mac, and it's the right decision.
Okay. Well, he couldn't get 324 on Monday night. So, for now, obviously, I think the quarterback should be Mac Jones because you spent a first-round draft pick on him. But
it should be the better player. It doesn't matter if he's the first-round pick.
Well, here's the thing. Zippy Zappy over here, he played well in the first half, and then the Patriots just fell down in the second half. They couldn't move the ball. The Bears stiffened up on defense, but they just traded away one of their best defensive players, say, to the Eagles, which made no sense. But anyway, so I guess which one's going to win you more games? Right now, it looks like Zippy Zappy is winning you more games. So I guess maybe old Mac might have to sit on the griddle like a Big Mac.
You're going to have to see how Mac plays this week.
Yeah, they got the Jets. I think Salah's going to have probably a sound game plan for him.
Yep.
So we'll just see what happens on Sunday.
I'm not the biggest Salah guy, but he's done very well this year for the Jets. He has.
I think the Jets have been very
very fun. I like them more than the Giants, but the Giants are better.
That's a bold take right there.
What do you mean? I think the Jets have more potential as a team going forward, but right now the Giants are the better team. If the two play, the Giants will win. But I'm saying, and you say next 5 years, who do you want? I'm taking the Jets because I like Zach Wilson. Mm-hmm. He's set there.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner is going to be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate for the next couple of years.
How about right now?
Well, he is right now. He's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's already a done deal. He's going to win that. It's like Micah Parsons last year. As long as he's not getting injured. He's getting Rookie of the Year. Is there a shot he gets DPOY?
As long as he doesn't get injured, yes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, Breece Hall was great. He will be great when he comes back. And my boy, James Robinson. They got him for free. 6th-round pick. There's no shot you're getting a guy better than him in the 6th round.
Agreed.
James is great.
He was undrafted anyway.
Yep. And here's the thing with James Robinson is what they'll probably do is they're either going to run dual backs with him and Michael Carter, or they'll just run him. And then when Breece comes back, they're probably going to move Michael Carter or James, one of the two. And if you're going to get something back for them, it's a genius move because you can probably trade away James Robinson for more than what you got him for now. Because the Jaguars were just trying to throw him away because they like Etienne so much. Etienne, thank you. I always mess it up. I always mess it up. I'm so bad. I don't know why. James is better than him. But regardless, it's just because they're Clemson teammates. So him and Trevor, go in the locker room afterwards and do their secret little handshakes, and that's fine. And James feels left out and he cries. And so now they shipped him off. And I love James. I genuinely might have to buy a Jets shirt of James Robinson, but the name Robinson really isn't that exciting. And this is a guy who owns a Jackie Robinson t-shirt.
Yeah.
I do love that shirt. But regardless of all that, that's my hot take. Yeah, I think the Jets' next 5 years are better than the Giants because
I think
realistically, the Giants, how much do they improve?
See,
that's the thing. Is like there's really not a lot of improvement for the Giants, and because really the only thing they can improve substantially is the quarterback. And you're telling me
that's why I think the Jets are better because Zach Wilson's way better quarterback than Danny Dimes.
And he's going to continue to be better. Whereas Danny is, not. And I think Danny's pretty good right now. It's like the best he's ever played. The Giants are having a great season, and I think next year I would be surprised if they're this good without them getting Anthony Richardson or Levis.
What if they're going to re-sign Danny Dimes?
I don't know.
Dave might recommend it.
Here's wild take. Mac Jones gets shipped off to the Patriots to New York. Then what happens?
You mean that's not happening.
I agree. It wouldn't happen.
That's not what
because Mac is only valuable if he's a Patriots quarterback.
Agreed.
Everywhere else he's a backup.
Yep. Agreed.
On the Patriots, he's a potential Super Bowl winning guy.
Next! Which team to be more concerned about? The Los Angeles Lakers or Philadelphia 76ers?
This is easy. The Lakers. I'm starting to get really concerned that they're going to get the number 1 pick and get Wembanyama. That's what I'm really worried about. Think about it. You can picture it now. They have a terrible season. Oh, LeBron's washed. LeBron James will be returning for is it his final season in L.A.? Who knows? Anthony Davis gets hurt and he's out almost the whole season. But he's going to be healthy in 2024. Then magically, the pinballs fall. And the Lakers have the number 1 pick. They get the best prospect since LeBron. LeBron gets to play with the best prospect since LeBron. The NBA's got a big money guy going to the Lakers, and they're going to be set for the next 15 years with Wembanyama. There's a guy, an NBA executive apparently said that if he broke both his legs, he would still take him number 1 overall and wait for him. He's that good because he is incredible. Wembanyama is a stud. He's going to be good immediately. And that's what I'm worried about now, is that the Lakers are going to be so bad, they're going to get the number 1 pick, and they're going to have Wembanyama, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. They're going to win the finals, and then LeBron retires a 5-time champion. Wembanyama is now set to have like a freaking Roman Reigns WWE-level career, which is nuts. That's what I'm terrified of. So there's my nightmares that I have to live with now.
Well, I'd be concerned about the Lakers the most, too, because, the 76ers... It'll get figured out there. It's Harden and Embiid. That's the duo. Now, if they're hogging the ball too much, that's what's going to be their detrimental factor. But it's the Lakers. They're defeated right now. They've lost all 3 of their first games. I know they had 2 tough games to begin with. But they're terrible. This is a terrible basketball team. They are
the
just
Jazz are
awful. They're just awful. So what I'm going to say is that LeBron does not look good. Anthony Davis does not look good. Everybody's in question about when they're going to trade Westbrook. I don't think it's going to happen. It looks like they're just going to keep holding on. And Jeannie Buss is acting like nothing's wrong here. So I don't know what's going on, but something needs to change. But this team, they don't even need to be the number 1 overall pick. Okay?
They just need a top.
They can get it because of the lottery, I should say.
No, I'm worried about them getting number 1. I'm scared that's what's going to happen.
Okay, yes. What I'm saying is that they don't need to be the worst team in the league. They can be the 5th worst team. They still have
the number 1 pick. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they get a 10%
Well, and if you believe the fact that the lottery's rigged, the NBA would love to hand it over to the Lakers, your most profitable organization.
Are you saying that against your favorite commissioner of all time?
Listen. Me and Adam go way back. But I'm saying, if we're thinking from a business perspective, there is no more perfect scenario than getting Wembanyama on the LA Lakers with LeBron.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I don't think the NBA, I don't think any of the pro sports are rigged to that level, but I am saying that fate might come in and the Lakers are magically going to end up with the best prospect in 20 years just because the NBA has been going very well for me, and Adam's going to have to pull a dirty trick with the hands of fate. It's kind of like, in Hercules, how they have the three old ladies that choose when people die and they slice the thing. You never watch Hercules?
Nope.
Okay. Well, they got the three
film, right?
little witches. Yeah. They got the three witches. This is from Greek mythology, though. They're the three witches, the fates, and they choose when people die. It's kind of like Adam Silver is choosing when the Lakers are going to be, or when Ryan's faith and the Lakers being bad is going to die. And I'm worried that Adam's like, I'm sorry, Ryan, but fate is going to come in and they're going to get Wembanyama. And then Adam's going to have to send me an email. He sends me lots of emails. Granted, he sends them to everybody that's on the NBA things. But it says Adam Silver emailed you, and I still appreciate it every time. And it says, Dear Ryan. I'm like,
I'm sure a staffer read
Adam,
anyway.
so kind of you. He never says Mr. Klinger. It's always Ryan. So I appreciate you, Adam. It's my guy. And no, I do not think he rigs the lottery. I'm just saying, if he did, he would definitely do it for the Lakers because that's the money. That's where the money's at. You got to think business.
I hear you. I disagree. Next, last one. Better chance to salvage their season: Cleveland Browns or Denver Broncos?
Oh, you're changing away?
I'm changing.
You're changing
right
the script
now.
on
Yeah,
me.
we've already talked about the Patriots enough. So, go ahead.
Well, that might change my answer. The Broncos look horrible, horrible. So probably the Browns. And I really hate what the Browns have going on, but the Broncos just look completely out of whack. You don't need an Ian Broncos. There's no Ian Broncos.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm going on.
Yeah. So
I know.
the Broncos just look terrible.
It should though.
So yeah, the Broncos don't look good, and the Browns have a really good defense, and they have Nick Chubb, and they also made one of the best memes I've seen about the NFL in weeks, which was Nick Chubb on the Browns, and it was like a Bugatti in the middle of this completely tore up house, this house that is literally in shambles, and it's a Bugatti parked at it. Yeah, that is how Nick Chubb on the Browns is. It's there's this horrible, terrible house, and then there's Nick Chubb.
It's bad.
Because I love Chubb. If he was on any other team, not any other. If he was on most other teams, I would probably own a T-shirt of him. I was going to buy one, but then the Browns completely disappointed me in getting Deshaun and shipping off Baker and all that situation. So the Browns, I think they have a better chance just because really the only team. No, every team in their division is competitive. Even though the Steelers aren't very good, they can put up a fight.
Or the same record
But
as
the thing
Browns.
is, I would rather play in the AFC North right now against I like to lose big games Ravens, who I'm a big fan of, but still, it's the truth. And then the super hot Bengals, because the Bengals did their classic trick of being bad early on and then getting hot. And, they did that last year, too. Then play in the AFC West.
We knew they were good last year.
And the
Let's
AFC
start off
West,
there.
true. And the AFC West, we did. I said it.
You did, and I didn't.
Yeah, you should have hopped on early.
Well,
AFC West, that was my prophetic
maybe I should've
prophecy.
been Super Bowl.
AFC West, the Raiders are bad, but the Chargers and Chiefs, you're gonna go 0-4 against. There's no shot they beat them. So, the Broncos. I at least give the Browns a chance to beat the Bengals. Maybe they just kill Joe Burrow with the defensive line. He's just you know what? I'm taking this week off. Myles Garrett really hurts. So, maybe that can go on, but I don't like either of these teams' chances of making the playoffs. I don't think either of them are going to make it. I don't want to ruin your question, Q, but I'm saying better chances the Browns, but I don't think either of these teams are making the playoffs. Both of them look bad. The Russell Wilson thing's really sad, and really the biggest thing the Browns have come for him is Deshaun, which sucks to say. So,
Well, I'm going to say that's the thing. It seems like this is a hard choice, but I am going to go with the Browns for now. At this point, because the Broncos, it already seems like it's not gelling with Russell Wilson. It seems like this year is going to be very below average, or what was below expected. So with the Browns, though, what the Browns might need to fear, and what it might actually do is be better for them to do this now, is that when they get Deshaun Watson back, they might have those same frictional problems as they did in Denver with Russell Wilson being
a good point.
acquired. So they might be able to work it out even if they don't make the playoffs this year or barely make the playoffs this year for next year, even though we do both agree here that Deshaun Watson should not be playing football at all this season. So that's what I'm going to say. They have Nick Chubb. Come on, Nick Chubb is going to be able to run.
Love Chubb.
I mean, now...
Is he the best running back in the league?
Here, well...
is it him or is it Taylor?
Well, that's your choice because that's between you two guys, basically.
I do love both of them.
So...
quick thing. How did we not talk about McCaffrey?
I mean...
Why did you purposely not put the Panthers topic on here?
I mean, we already talked about the Panthers once. And now
Okay, but we realized my, borderline... Okay.
I didn't even get to finish
The
my
coach
points.
said... Okay, you go. Sorry. I'm sorry, you go with your point. You kept me from talking about Shanahan.
Yeah, well, okay. Maybe that was intentional. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. I love Shanahan. Come on.
But the Browns, they still going to play the Steelers, so that should be another win for them.
Yeah.
At some point, so that's all I'm gonna say. I think, and Stefanski's a good coach. I mean, this Hackett guy, he's hacking away all right, but I don't know if he's cutting the tree down anytime soon. That's all I'm gonna say for old Denver. But
He's no Brian Daboll.
no, he's no Brian Daboll.
Coach of the year.
That's all I'm gonna say for now. And
Saleh has a chance for Coach of the Year, but it's probably gonna be
he
Daboll.
does have it.
At this
they
rate,
both-
it's Daboll.
I think it's between both of them right now. So right now, Ryan, you got 30 seconds to talk about McCaffrey and the 49ers.
Okay, we just
Go.
handed one of the best weapons in the NFL, who's been completely used wrong ever since Ron Rivera left, to Shanahan, who is,
Who can use him right?
yes, the best coach in the NFL at the moment. All time, Belichick's better, but I'm saying right now on this day, Shanahan is the pound for pound best coach in the league, and he's got the best staff with the better LaFleur as his OC, and I'm saying, I forget what their DC's name is. He's good too.
Yes.
I'm saying that whole freaking staff. If I was going to hire anybody, I'd take it from the Niners.
Yeah, that D coordinator should be getting hired.
Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't yet. I mean, the reason they're in Super Bowl 54 is because of the defense. That was before Debo was crazy. I'm like, Garoppolo was pretty solid, but the Kittle was having one of his better years in 2019, but the defense was incredible. That's when Nick Bosa was an absolute beast. Mm-hmm. Wasn't he Defensive Player of the Year? No, he wasn't Defensive Player of the Year that year, but he was Defensive Rookie of the Year that year. I think Defensive Player of the Year that was Stephon Gilmore.
D'Amico Ryans, by the way.
Yeah.
I knew his
Yeah,
name
I can
was
remember his name
D'Amico.
either.
I just didn't know his last name. I had to look up his last name.
Yeah, so I'm saying you just handed him one of the best weapons. So my prediction of them making the Super Bowl isn't looking terrible now because I'm saying they have every weapon to do it.
They just gotta win.
They're a souped-up Giants.
They got to win.
Where their weakest position is quarterback. Everything else is like a 9 or 10 for them, though. Like, they are a borderline perfect football team in my eyes. And everyone should be scared because if they could somehow, finagle their way into getting a top 10 quarterback, the Niners will win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years and probably go to 2. I could see Shanahan going back to back.
That's a bold prediction right there.
I'm serious.
Friend.
Lose one, win one, because
So.
Shanahan is freaking good coach. He's going to be there probably as long as he wants to be. I don't know why they'd ever fire him, because he's had years where they looked crap and he's turned it around.
Yes.
AKA the year they
Reminds
went to
me-
the Super Bowl.
kinda
They were
reminds
not
me-
supposed to be that good.
Kind of reminds me of the West Coast Tomlin because, somehow that happens sometimes too. Not this year, though.
No, but I'm saying,
Anyway.
and he's a good dude.
All right. Since you got your Panthers plug in twice and your 49ers plug in once, on your special section.
Always got to
what
have
are you gonna
Shanahan and
do?
Panthers, dude.
What are you going to do for your special
Well,
section?
the thing was, I was going to use statistics and data analysis, which is the special section's all about, is usually, personality stuff where we talk about movies, or it's very data analysis based. I hate to do this, but because the internet's not working as well, we are going to have to do this without as much data analysis, which sucks, but it's going to be more of a conversation we're going to pose. On the Ringer, who was it that
I don't know who the
posed?
Ringer is, but I know The Ring, and The Ring is a good movie. You should watch it for Halloween if you got any interest in that.
Benjamin Solak, that's who it was for the Ringer, was talking about the life cycle of backup quarterbacks and basically how, we always get this situation where a backup QB is in, and they're like, oh man, they're so much better, we need to start them, and then it
Aren't they
ends.
always the most favorite player because
It's the
that's what they always
underdog.
say.
Yep.
They're the most favorite player because they're not on the field producing, and when the starter's not good,
Yep.
that's what they want.
It's always the
Yes.
answer.
Yep.
So I think we need to have a discussion, you and me, about the back quarterbacks. Because let's think about this. This year we've got a lot of big situations of that.
Yes.
First one, the obvious one, the Cooper Rush situation.
Yeah.
Dak's out. Everyone, including us, says they look better with Cooper Rush.
Yes.
Eventually, though, that comes to its natural end, and it's screw him. He was never that good anyway. Then, another example. Right now, Bailey Zappi.
Yeah.
Another situation where if he starts another game and he doesn't perform well, then it's, oh, he was never that good in the first place. We love you, Mac.
Right. They're always going to change.
Kenny Pickett. It was, oh, we want Trubisky out, we want Trubisky out, we need Kenny. Put Kenny in. Well, he's not a world beater, but now it's already, the cat's out of the bag. We're keeping Kenny in now.
Yeah.
And I think every Steelers fan has to live with themselves because they made their bed, they have to lie in it. They wanted Kenny Pickett out there.
Asking for it.
I know, but I'm saying a lot of us, I'm not really a Steelers fan, but a lot of people, including me, wanted to see him out there.
I really wanted Ben to be here for one more year and then draft somebody the next year.
It was a quarterback-heavy draft class this year. You could have been rocking a Bryce Young. I don't know why you would want to, but whatever. I personally would rather
Could have been anybody.
I would rather have
could've
Hendon
traded
Hooker.
up.
Hendon Hooker's my dude. I love Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
But regardless of all
Really
that, college football rankings will be out Tuesday, so we'll have to talk about that in 2 weeks. CFP.
Yeah, the CFP. I hate those.
I know. I don't think they do a very good job either. If Tennessee's not in the top 4, they're
Here's
stupid.
the thing. AP poll is the golden.
Yeah,
it's
what
the golden
is
boy.
Tennessee AP right now?
A3 unless they changed.
Good. Well, that means they should make the CFP.
My lord.
The CFP.
Is it running? 'Cause, man,
Yeah, the
it's
heater's
hot.
on. You want me to turn it down? Just turn it down.
Yeah, what are you having this thing on?
It just automatics.
Oh, jeez, Lord alive.
Sorry. All right. It is like 48 degrees out. It's 47. It says right there on my computer.
I know.
All right.
I guess we keep
Cute.
our house at 68. I don't know what you keep your house
I think mine's like 70.
at. Okay.
70,
I mean,
72.
my grandparents, it's like 77 in there in the winter.
Okay, now
I wear
that's-
more summer clothes in the winter than
That's
I
a
do.
little much.
It's ridiculous.
Regardless of that,
All right. Yes. go
back to what I was saying about
ahead. Backup quarterbacks. What
the
do you got to
backup
say about that?
quarterbacks.
You're ad-libbing this, so I know you're working off the noodle.
I am because I was trying to have more numbers to back me up, but it was
I'm
tough.
back on the internet, but it's working.
Taylor Heineke. He was another famous one, and that worked out. You and I both believe Heineke should just be the starter. Here's a perfect example, and this is the biggest one we're looking at
He will be.
today. We're going to do a case study. So first off, I want to talk to you. I'm asking you, what do you think about what I'm saying about the backup quarterbacks and everything?
Well, I mean, that's how it always is the narrative, right? Because when they have to go in, they go in, they try to keep the team together. You still have a good rest of your team. There was 52 other people on this team, excuse me. And after that, I mean, don't you just go from there and say, okay, it's time for the starter to go back? But they're always the person that's getting the cheers because they want, I should say, the crowd, the fans always want someone to be winning, someone that would win games. So, I mean, they're always the best. They're always the most favorite player in town because of that. Because if the starter's not doing well, I
just believe it's a bad thing to fall into, and we're all preyed of it. You and I've done it before too. Heineke is a true blue hero, though. I mean, Heineke should be backed. So here's the one we're talking about. We are going to do a case study over the Colts quarterback situation because according to them, Sam Ehlinger is the official starter for the rest of the year.
Yes.
Sam Ehlinger, a 6th round pick, 218th overall in the 2021 NFL draft. Mm-hmm. He is officially the starter.
218th.
218th, that's what I said, right?
I thought you said 281.
Oh, no, 218.
Okay.
He's played 3 snaps.
3 games.
No, I think it's 3 snaps, dude, because...
G's or games?
I know that, but
yeah,
I'm saying
3
look at his...
snaps in 3 games, yes.
Yeah, I'm saying in 3 games he played, yeah.
A snap per game.
Snap per game, that's, yeah. That's how I was right.
That's a good average right there.
Okay. Well, at least he's got positive yardage.
Yep, 9
He's got 1 first down, 3 rush yards. No, sorry, 9 rushing.
9 rushing yards on 3 attempts.
Good for him, Sam. That's consistency. So here's what's going on. Let's look at Matt Ryan this season. So he's got a passer rating this year of, where is it? Passer rating. 84.7, which is the lowest in his career.
No, it's not.
Which one's lower?
2009. It's the second lowest.
80.9. You're right. But that's pretty close, to be honest.
Isn't that kind of crazy that he was Offensive Rookie of the Year and then he went down? He dipped?
Well, sometimes it happens. Sophomore slump. QBR. Oh, wait. This is rate. Why is it different?
There's a difference between a rating and a QBR.
Oh, yeah. I guess I forgot about that. Yeah, so then his best season obviously is 2016. I mean, when he wins MVP and they look unbeatable.
Yeah, they were unbeatable.
They were unbeatable until Tom Brady beat them.
Arthur Blank Jr. Dancing on the sideline.
Isn't Shanahan the OC for them? On that team?
I can't answer those questions.
I think I can look at that right here, too. Dan Quinn's coach.
Dan Quinn was the coach. Yep.
OC.
Shanahan.
See, look at that. Shanahan making Matt Ryan look like a stud because ever since then,
Yeah.
look at this. He has 2 years where he has a passer rating over 100. And it's the Shanahan year is the year he's incredible. Almost all of his career highs are in the Shanahan year.
Yep.
He's got his highest career touchdown percentage, his highest yards per attempt. Yeah, everything is highest QBR and quarterback rating. Yeah, so that's, net yards his highest. I can't see what this is. Adjusted net yards. Yeah, so that was, he just made him look like a beast. Okay.
And he won the MVP.
And Offensive Player of the Year. Both. Okay, here's what's going on with Matt Ryan. He's 37 years old. Right now, for this year, he's thrown for 2,008 yards. He has thrown 9 interceptions, which is exceptionally high. He's leading the league.
In 7 games.
In 7 games, 9. Not the best.
He's lost 3 fumbles, too. I'm sure those are not on there because it's passing.
Yeah. Leading the league in interceptions, but he's leading the league in completions. So good for him. Maybe some of them are out of their team. And then percentage of time sacked when attempting to pass. I thought that was his highest start too. Sorry. No, yards lost due to sacks I meant to look at. He also leads the league in 184. So it's not like that he's being protected the best. What are you looking at?
That is his highest, 7.5.
Oh, 7.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
The percentage of time sacked.
Yep, so that means about 1 out of every... I gotta double this right here. 1 out of...
14.
No, a little less than that. 1 out of every...
It's like 13.
13 and a third times he drops back, which is the weirdest
He's getting
percent.
sacked.
So let's just say... Let me triple that real quick. So 3 out of every 40 times he drops back, he's getting sacked.
Okay.
So there you go.
So Ellinger, we don't have anything off NFL, so we're going to go to Ellinger's college days, which the stats are going to be a little, obviously less precise. He, in Texas, his senior year was, I'm going to say probably his weakest year almost, actually, 2020.
His junior year was the best.
His junior year is his best year. So we're going to go look at his junior and his senior year. His junior is his best year. He throws over 3,600 yards, 8.1 yards per attempt, 32 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, a QB rating of 151.8, which is obviously significantly higher than Matt Ryan's, but that's a little different because that's college, Then his rating the next year was 150.7. He threw 5 interceptions, which is half of what he threw his junior year. He threw 10 interceptions his junior year, but he threw 6 less touchdowns and passed for over 1,000 less yards. So there's that.
Yep.
So for Sam Ellinger,
997 to be exact. That's kind of crazy. Just under.
Yeah, just under.
I'm sorry. Yes.
997. You're right. So
Make sure my eyes are
Quinn,
right.
if we're the coaches, you and I are officially now the coaches of the Colts. We are Frank Reich. We got a 37-year-old Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
You have become the
Laughing
you
stock.
become the Rent-A-QB of the league with starting Big Daddy Phil and then Carson Wentz and now Matt Ryan. You're dying to have a franchise QB. You're probably going to hope because you're not bad enough to get Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. And you're probably going to hope that Anthony Richardson or Will Levis can come to you. Well, Levis would be a godsend for them. Kentucky going to Colts.
He's an Andrew Luck quarterback.
Exactly. He's very good. I like Levis a lot. I don't think he fits really the Panthers that well. I really like Hendon Hooker for the Panthers. But I think Levis is good. I mean, in this draft class, you got Hendon Hooker, Anthony Richardson, Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young. Those are your big prizes. Even though I'm higher on Hooker, Richardson, and Levis than I am on Bryce Young and C.J. I think those two are actually going to be the weaker two. Unless C.J.'s on the Lions. He'll do well on the Lions. That's the caveat.
Isn't that the stereotypical Ohio State, Alabama quarterbacks aren't good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
mean, Tua's good.
Yeah.
And I like Mac.
He's okay. Jalen Hurts, I don't give him all the credit. He went to 1 year.
He had Lincoln Riley.
He had Lincoln Riley.
I
think Lincoln Riley is really behind why that is.
I think Jalen Hurts is Lincoln Riley's best product. He's better than.
Well, Baker Mayfield.
He's better than Kyler. He's much better than Kyler.
Yeah.
But I think
He only
Kyler
got
might
him
be
1 year.
Kyler might be warped by Cliff Kingsbury.
He should have went to baseball.
Yeah. All right. A lot easier on his body too.
Okay. Anyway,
Less time to play video games though. I'm just kidding. all the jokes of Kyler Murray, they're just funny. So, okay, what's the question? Who would you start based off the numbers? Because you have almost nothing to go off of Ellinger. You know he's going to throw significantly less picks.
Maybe.
Well, I mean,
This
statistically.
is the first time he's reading NFL defense, so we
All
have
right,
to
in 10
throw
games
out
in college, he threw 5 picks. In 7 games in the NFL, Matt Ryan's thrown 9.
Yeah.
So, you know.
You know. Yeah, I do know. Who am I starting? I guess if the thing is we're done with Matt Ryan, Ellinger is going to, what if they don't get any of those picks for the top quarterback? That we're going here. We're going to go with Ellinger for next year. I guess you want to get him the experience right now. But
And here's the thing, if he sucks, who cares?
Yeah.
Now you get Anthony Richardson or Will Levis.
See, my thing would be, I mean, I'm not really for benching Matt Ryan. Because, I mean, even though he's turned the ball over too many times.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that he still was an MVP. He still knows what he's doing out there a little bit. I wouldn't just throw it all down the drain for now. And let's remember, Indianapolis is just, they're interesting right now because they're technically 3.5 and 3.5 because they're 3-3-1. But they're really a game out of, technically 2 games out of first place from the Titans. So I guess I just wouldn't be throwing away your season for now.
I think it's just, if you think Ellinger's got a potential, you might as well take the risk. Because I don't think you've seen what you're going to get out of Matt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, really, you talked about it before. Ever since Andrew Luck retired, that Colts team has not been the same. Personally, this is where I think they messed up too. Is trading for Prince Harry last year, and instead they should have been asking Uncle Phil to re-sign because statistically he had one of his best years in 2020.
No, I agree.
So that's their own fault.
All right, well, now that we are officially deemed the official choosers of who should be starting, we're going to take a look at a team you and I both care deeply about.
I don't care.
The team that we're
about 'em.
going to buy.
I'm not buying them.
We're not buying the commies?
I told you I was not for the Commanders at all.
Why not?
I don't want... You talked about this last week. I said I'm not buying them. I'm not interested in them. This is a terrible franchise, and I'm not turning them around.
We got to turn them around, dude.
You can turn them around yourself.
If they would have kept the name Washington Football Team, would you have backed them?
No.
What? You liked them when they were the WFT.
I did. I like the name. And Heineke had magic then. Heineke doesn't... I mean, he did win against Andrew.
That's what I'm saying. Come on. Heineke's our boy.
I mean, but other than
Let's
that...
take a look at Heineke's numbers. Here we go.
Yeah.
So Heineke, so far this year,
He's played one game.
he's played 1 game. He had a passer rating of 85.5. He did throw 1 interception.
Yeah.
But touchdowns, he threw 2. So it's always better to have more touchdowns than interceptions. 201 yards on the day. Carson Wentz this year has played 6 games. He's 2-4-0. I don't know why I specified the 0. He's passed for about 1,500 yards.
Haven't tied anybody.
Haven't tied anybody. Congrats. He's thrown 10 touchdowns. So what's that average going to be?
10 touchdowns over 6 games?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1.66.
Yeah, 1.66. I had to think about it. And then his rating is 84.1. So they have similar ratings, 85 and 84.
Really, if you look at this line, I'm just going to bring this up for Carson Wentz, and then we're going to talk about the Commanders. Statistically, last year, he wasn't that awful. He was 27-7 on the touchdown-interception ratio, which is 4-1. Really?
Yeah, he's almost thrown as many interceptions just this year.
That was his best year since, outside, that's what I'm just going to say.
Yeah.
So, technically, statistically, he was okay. But
the year he was third in MVP voting.
yeah, but oh,
The year that they go like 11-2-0 with him.
So, are you telling me I got to pick between Heineke and Prince Harry?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Heineke here.
I agree.
So, that's my opinion. I just think Heineke.
So we went with both of the backups. We'll have to see if that turns out.
No, I went with Matt Ryan.
Oh, you would rather have Matt.
Yeah, I told you.
I say you go Ellinger because even if you start losing, that's fine.
I mean, Frank Reich, I think, is playing for his job right now. That's the problem.
Well, if that's the thought process, I would start Matt Ryan.
I mean, I think Jim Irsay is obviously commanding him not to do it, but I think Frank Reich is on the hot seat.
I think you're probably right.
All right, is that it for the special section?
Yep, I just thought it'd be fun to be the quarterback detectives.
Yes, the quarterback detectives. It's like Kojak over here.
Yeah, you can be Kojak. I'll be Magnum PI.
Columbo. Okay, you can be Magnum PI.
Well, Magnum's always been my favorite out of those shows.
I know, but you don't really know Columbo anyway.
I know who Columbo is.
Okay.
I've seen Columbo because they have commercials for it when you watch Magnum.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. They still run Columbo.
Yeah, the reruns.
Yeah. I'm saying they have commercials for it when you watch Magnum.
Yeah. Peter Falk. All right.
You definitely a little more Columbo than you are Kojak.
Just one more thing. Yeah, that's what he says.
That's what he always
All
says.
right. Well, I got a double Jeopardy today.
Okay.
And first category.
Put me in court.
This should be. I mean, these are easy categories.
Okay.
I think you can run both of these.
Okay.
I have faith in you. I always say that.
You always say
and you
that.
don't have. I think sometimes you overthink this. First category for today: team names via other names.
Okay.
Here we go.
Team names via other names.
Team names, 1,000, please.
NFL, Ragnar Lothbrok, Eric the Red, and
Vikings.
just because we love the name,
Phrase.
Ivor
What is Minnesota Vikings?
Molly.
What are the Vikings?
That's
These
correct.
are the Vikings.
Team names, 800.
NHL, Hugo in 1989, Andrew in 1992, Katrina in 2005.
What are the Hurricanes?
James,
What are the Hurricanes?
that's right.
Team names, 600.
NBA, the magical Harry Dresden, Merlin,
What are the Wizards?
Gandalf. Molly,
What are wizards?
good.
Team names 400.
MLB, Romano, Kroc, Leota.
Romano Clark Leota. Oh, no. You might have caught me. Oh. Oh, got it. What are the Rays?
Jessica,
Who are the Rays?
yes, those are the Rays.
Team names, 200.
NFL, Simba, Aslan.
What are the
Cowardly.
Lions?
James,
What are the Lions?
of Detroit.
And Ryan is in that category. 3,000. 3,000.
Took me a little long in the
for
Rays.
Ryan.
Well, what tripped me up was, I was like, the one that tripped me up was Loretta. And then I was like, wait,
Leota. Yeah.
Leota. Because I was like, Ray Leota's the only one I can think of. And I'm like, but what would that? And then I saw and I was like, oh, Romano. So then everybody
Kroc,
was Raymond. And then I was
McDonald's.
like, Ray. And then it hit me with Kroc. It took me a moment because you don't think about it like that. So that's why I had to think about it.
See, the one that I had trouble on was the Wizards, because at first when I saw
Magic.
at first when I saw Merlin, I thought, oh, it's Magic. I said, what are Magic? And then I read that, I thought over again, I thought, no, it's one of the Wizards. So I had
I almost did that too.
okay, let me see.
Ooh, I finally got one all right. What tripped me up the Rays is you don't think the Rays as Ray. You think Rays as Tampa. Like,
Right.
You don't think Rays as Tampa. You think Rays like the Stingray. So, really funny if they put out a hat and it was just everybody loves Raymond, and that was their jerseys. Randy Arozarena.
Okay,
Bless you.
so this one is cereal mascots. You
Okay,
eat
I should get
cereal.
this. I eat a lot of
Come
cereal.
on, you should do
If
this.
Captain
So
Crunch
Ryan,
isn't
he's
on here,
got
I'm gonna be
3,000 already for the day. That's $30 to the pot, as we've talked about.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that. All right.
Here we go.
Term is big data. Jeff,
Serial mascots, 200.
this mascot once had a spin-off cereal called Tiger Power.
I'm assuming it's the guy from Rice Krispies, which is not Rice Krispies. I meant Frosted Flakes. Sorry, they're great. What's his name? Is it Tammy the Tiger? I forget.
Sadie,
Who is Tony the Tiger?
Tony.
that's right. That's great.
Cereal mascots 800.
In 2022, the leprechaun who hawked this cereal turned 58. Don't pull a
Is his name
muscle
just
running
Lucky?
away with the stuff, man.
Is his name just Lucky? Who is Lucky? Give me a look.
Okay, what is it asking? I gotta get back to this clue. Old Sadie's loading in.
That's right. That's great.
Cereal mascots 800.
Okay.
In 2022, the leprechaun who hawked this cereal
What's it asking
turned
for?
58. Don't pull a muscle running away with the stuff, man.
What is it asking for? Like the leprechaun's name, right? Or just the cereal? I'm just asking for the cereal, so it's just Lucky Charms?
Yes.
Oh, crap. I'm overthinking this.
So
You're right.
This is what is this
What is Lucky
cereal?
Charms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ad execs
Okay.
were determined to repeatedly torture a hapless animal with silly rabbit, this cereal was for kids.
What is Trix? What are Trix? I don't know.
Sadie,
What is Trix?
you got it.
Cereal mascots 1000.
In the early 70s, General Mills said, we need a cereal featuring a vampire type of guy. So America took a bite of this.
Ooh.
This is a classic.
They still sell it?
Yeah.
I actually have no clue on this.
No clue!
Sarah,
What is Count Chocula?
you got it.
Oh, I have seen that. I've never had it.
I think I need to go chew.
Did I miss the Frosted Flakes one? Because I didn't say Tony.
You said Tammy the Tiger
I
or
said
somebody.
Timmy. I messed
Timmy, yeah.
up. Tony. How did I mess up?
Tony the Tiger.
Crap.
All right.
Jeff,
What is Buccaneer?
that's correct.
Cereal mascots. 4.
Sonny couldn't help being cuckoo for this delicious, munchy, crunchy chocolate
What are
cereal.
Cocoa Puffs? I knew that.
Jeff, what is Cocoa Puffs?
That's the cereal.
Double.
Well, only 600 from that one. I thought you'd do better.
Tony messed me up.
Oh, Tony the Tiger. So, Ryan is 600 there. That brings the total up to 7,400. That's $74 in the pot.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to bet freaking $1,000 on the Super
You're
Bowl.
not getting 1,000. I'm not even going to get close to 1,000.
Okay, good.
But, all right, well, it's time for Happy Time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Happy time, people. Happy 24th birthday yesterday, Juan Soto. Soto was traded at the deadline during this MLB season from the Washington Nationals to the San Diego Padres. But in 2019, even though he's been underwhelming this year, his statistics were 34 home runs and 110 RBIs in that World Series winning season. And in 2020, the COVID-shortened season, he batted .351. So happy birthday, Juan Soto, one of the best right fielders.
Probably, he's a Gold Glove candidate this year, so good for him there. A lot of Padres fans were happy about because he ended up missing some balls in the sun during the last series. Arguably my favorite player in the entire league. It's like him and Jazz Chisholm. So, yeah, really love Juan. I'm excited to see what he's going to do next year. I'm really glad he went to the Padres because I really love the Padres. And I don't know what I'd do without him being there because I'm not very happy with Tatis. So it's a good thing that he got traded there because I love him. So, good for Juan.
A double happy anniversary, first to Johnny Damon. 18 years ago last Wednesday, Johnny Damon, the outfielder, hit a grand slam and a 2-run home run to lead the Boston Red Sox back to an improbable win over the New York Yankees in the ALCS in 2004. The Red Sox were down 3-0 in this series, and it became the first MLB team to overcome that deficit. And they were able to overcome the curse of the Bambino to win a World Series. Then, after that, Johnny Damon decided to leave for the dreaded New York Yankees after spending a majority of a big part of his career in Boston, and he did end up winning another World Series with the Yankees in 2009. And also a happy anniversary to JT Snow and Darren Baker. 20 years ago this past Monday, it was Game 5 of the World Series. San Francisco Giants managed by Dusty Baker, were playing the Anaheim Angels, known by that time. Snow scored on a Kenny Lofton triple. Darren Baker was the ball boy for the San Francisco Giants then, and obviously, he was 3 years old, doing his job. He was running out to get the bat. Well, Snow came in to score at the same time that Baker tried to get the bat. Snow scoops him up, and he is not involved in any action that might come to the plate after that. So, then after that, Darren Baker runs and grabs the bat and comes back to the dugout. But now Darren Baker actually plays in the minor leagues. He was drafted by the Washington Nationals. He's having a great season, and obviously, his father, Dusty, is in the World Series.
I didn't even know that. That's cool.
So, yeah, it's an interesting little story that, thanks to PTI, found that out. So, also happy trails to someone we already talked to, Matt Ryan. This past week, Matt Ryan was benched from his starting quarterback position with Indianapolis Colts for Sam Ellinger. And as we talked about before, those Colts have not been the same since Andrew Luck retired. And I think also regret not re-signing Phillip Rivers after his great 2020 season. So
I think I've decided, by the way, I think Chubb is the best running back in the league right now at the moment.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
decided.
he's got a very good offensive line. I think the offensive line is not as good in Indianapolis.
No, neither do I. I think if Taylor's on the Browns, it's Taylor. I think it is situational.
And their system is run heavy.
Yeah, so I think Taylor. I guess does that make it Taylor then? If he would switch, it'd be Taylor. I guess that does make it Taylor.
Yeah, but it's hypothetical. So
it's hypothetical. I'm saying in a vacuum, it's probably Taylor, but based off the data that we have, it's Chubb.
It's Chubb. So. All right, three omissions that I had today. First, Bruce Bochy is back into managing. He is now going to be managing the Texas Rangers.
Yes.
Who would have thought that would have came back? He's already a Hall of Famer, won 3 World Series.
Yeah, good for him. It's a Dusty Baker type thing. Come back.
Dusty Baker type thing, yes. Except he's had a longer.
Okay, it's like
away.
Bruce Arians then.
So,
Bruce
Brittany
Arians of
Griner
baseball.
appealed her 9-year sentence in a Russian prison, and that was denied this week. So she will be serving there. I wonder if the United States will be acting more diplomacy to get her out and back. The WNBA is taking a hard position on advocating for her release. And also, Serena Williams has reiterated that she is not, quote-unquote, retired yet. So does that mean she's going to play or not? She needs to make a decision because she is the greatest player of all time, and we'd love to see her win that 24th major to tie Margaret Court. So, it's time for the big finish.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. Yes,
No,
I'm ready.
Time for the big finish. Last week we both went 3-3, so no change in the game there for on records. But here we go in NFL this week, Thursday Night Football, Buccaneers, Ravens.
You know I got to go with the Ravens here. You know I'm a big fan of Lamar and everything. This is I think this is Lamar's best season yet in his career. And let's hope the team doesn't disappoint later on down the line. But for the time being, taking the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens, too, because, like I already said, Tom Brady's not having a good year right there with that team. And the rest
On
of
and off
week
the
8
field.
right now. On the field. Jaguars, Broncos. We talked about these teams earlier.
I got to go Jaguars here. Maybe. Hey, wait. Is this the opportunity to switch? The winner of this game gets the prize?
This could be possible.
Do we want to stipulate or no?
We could stipulate this. That's
Do you want to?
Yes, let's do it.
You think the winner of this game officially gets to be the big salad AFC team?
Yes,
because we've talked about it so much.
Yes,
That's fine.
we
We'll do it. The winner of this game. But I'm going Jaguars, even though I'm kind of pissed they got rid of James, my boy, my favorite guy on the team. I have a lot less fandom in this team now. Now they just kind of have the nice teal. But other than that, there's not a guy I really like here as much. But I do have Christian Kirk on my fantasy team. So, Jags.
I'm taking the Jaguars as well. I mean, nobody knows if Russell Wilson's even playing this week. He's so questionable.
They're going to freaking win, and then we're going to be mad because we kind of want the Jaguars.
Yes. Vikings, Cardinals.
Vikings. I don't know why I hesitated.
Yeah, Vikings. Captain Kirk. They're 5-1. Colts, Commanders.
Gonna go Commanders here. Heineke's gonna beat up on a depleted team.
This is
I don't think Ellinger wins his first start.
This is an interesting choice.
So weird.
I mean, right now, I'm going to go with the Commanders. I think I have to.
Oh,
Seahawks, Giants.
Gotta go. Oh, wait. This is tough. We're going to act like Gino. Gino's been balling out.
Uh-huh.
Surprise of the century. Gino has been balling out. We all made fun of him, but I'll go Giants. Until they break, I can't bet against them.
Okay, of course you do that. I wanted you to go to Seahawks. I'm taking the Giants.
You picked these games on purpose to try to make me break.
Bills, Packers.
You know, I hate doing this. These are two teams I'm not a big fan of, but I hate the Packers much more. So, Bills.
Yeah, it's the Bills. Packers not good either. Monday Night Football this week. Browns, Bengals. Battle of Ohio.
Bengals.
It's the Bengals. I mean, the Browns. But this happened last year. The Browns manhandled them in the first time. So.
It's true.
All right.
Did we only split on Colts Commanders?
No.
That was the only thing we split on.
No.
You went commies, I went.
No, we picked the same team for everything.
We went picks for everything?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
You got it. Thank you. So we'll have the same record again next week.
Regardless. Hey, watch us go undefeated this week. We were just really,
I know.
really
We'll
on.
be really on.
I feel like it's really the only games here that I think could flip are like Seahawks, Giants, Colts, Commanders.
I'm gonna give a slight chance to Packers Bills because Aaron Rodgers could come out throwing.
Yeah.
He is Aaron
I mean,
Rodgers.
yeah,
so.
I just don't think it's likely. Like, I could see Seahawks, Giants getting something.
But
My thank you, it's to the New York Jets for going out and getting my boy James. Get him out of Jacksonville. They're misusing him. I have him in my fantasy team because I love him and very deeply. And every night before I go to bed, I blow an imaginary kiss to James
every
Robinson.
night before he goes to bed, he spreads some butter out.
Exactly.
That's
No,
it.
I blow a nice kiss to James Robinson metaphorically.
Well,
Because I love James. He's great.
shout out wise here, I don't think I actually have
What
one.
was your new show? Did you start it yet?
Still not started that yet. It's not that I'm procrastinating. It's just that, I forgot to record the second, third, and fourth episodes of it, so I'm behind anyway. So I'm gonna have to. I Got the premiere.
Guess what I did?
What did you do?
I watched Casablanca.
Okay, and what are your opinions on Humphrey Bogart?
It was exceptional. I
Good.
really liked it. It's a nice crisp,
Bogey.
hour 47 minutes because it's an older film,
crisp.
so it's really short. I'm saying, which is nice. It's obviously shot very well. I mean, it's considered like one of the best movies, if not the best movie of like the
best
early
movie of all
Hollywood
time.
golden age.
I think all time, actually.
It's like, yeah, it's considered one of the best movies of all time. And I was impressed because sometimes you watch some stuff like that and you're like, this is kind of pretentious. This doesn't really hold up. This was incredible. I mean, I was captivated. It was very good drama. It's definitely a movie I could rewatch a lot, and I really loved it. It was really good. It's in I think it's in the 50s for the top 250 movies on IMDb.
Well, we're gonna see. Actually, I just read the Rolling Stone list because it somehow came to my Facebook feed.
The Rolling Stones, best films of all time.
100 best 100 films.
Rolling Stones. Let's look this up really quick. Top 100 films. I want to see where it's at.
Signs of the Lambs is 22 on the IMDb. I'm taking that. Maybe it wasn't movies. Maybe it was.
Rolling Stone, Australia. Rolling Stone, greatest films of all time, right here.
It could be that. Maybe it was TV shows. It's actually TV shows. Never mind.
Okay.
It's not gonna matter. They still have one of those like that, but they still have one of these. I don't know what year this is from. What do you have there?
Maybe give the searchers very high praise on this.
Casablanca 43.
Yep. Casablanca is really good. Is Manchurian Candidate, does that have Frank Sinatra in it?
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm not really old Blue Eyes fan.
Frank Sinatra. I don't know if I really am either. I like Marlon Brando better when they're both in Guys and Dolls together.
How about Everett G. Robinson?
I love Frank Sinatra's singing.
You like Everett G. Robinson?
I actually don't know who that is.
Yeah, what about Jimmy Cagney? Great. Jimmy Cagney.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Regardless,
Those are some
no,
horror
Casablanca
actors.
was really good. I think everybody should watch it. Also, I got a Blu-ray set of Wolf of Wall Street, so I can watch it whenever I want now. Very exciting.
Well, it's
I love that
streaming
movie.
right now anyway.
Not
It's
on
free on Prime.
Yeah, but I wanted to own it. I like physical
you
because then you
want-
can loan it to people. It's a lot easier.
No, I agree.
It was that or
So,
Ferris
let's
Bueller. I
run
couldn't
into a
decide. I was
library.
standing there in Walmart and I'm like, I'm buying one of these movies because I love them both.
Yep, Frank
and I was like,
Sinatra's
well, how
good.
often do you really find Wolf of Wall Street on Blu-ray places? Not very often because
Not
it's
really.
R-rated
I
and it's
didn't-
raunchy.
And I don't
so,
watch Blu-ray.
yeah.
I'm always DVD. I'm a DVD guy.
Why?
I've never had a Blu-ray player in my life
Why?
because it's
picture's
just
better.
not happening. Well, it's just how.
Do you like the new setup
It's
with the
how
new
it was
TV? Because
rated.
I can run the Blu-ray DVDs if I want to on there.
On the new one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, what happened here?
That TV was given to me by Aiden. He just said you can have it, so I'm not
Okay,
really
well,
concerned.
well,
It's a
yeah.
free TV. I'm not going to
It's
ask why there's a
free
scratch
TV.
on
Yes,
it. I'm like,
I agree.
it was on the floor of his room, and he's like, "Right, you want that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take
Sure.
it."
Did he get a new one? I guess is that the thing?
He just had a TV, and he's like, "I don't want this."
Okay.
He's like, "I have no room for this."
Whatever.
I was
Whatever,
like, "Okay."
dog.
Well, I'm not gonna complain about a scratch in a TV that was completely free.
No.
So that's why.
No. My dad always says every free meal's a good one. So I mean, it goes with TVs too.
Exactly.
I think it applies. So.
Beggars can't be choosers.
All right, we're running out of show here. We love you. We'll see you in the next podcast. Bye-bye. This is Quinn Maseko speaking for the Big Salad Podcast, a Ryan Klinger production. Please note that portions of this podcast were edited before the final cut was produced, and this episode was recorded on October 26th. The sections of Toss-Up, Happy Time, and The Big Finish are copied from the ESPN show Pardon the Interruption, and there was no intention to infringe on the copyright of these segments and their related music. Stay tuned for our next podcast next Wednesday here on the Sort of Sports Podcast YouTube channel.